Pablo se repija.
Some voucher for a free checkup in WhiteChapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Como costó, ¿eh? Menos mal que guardé la munición y compré esa arma. Ah, rata. Excelente. ¿No hay otra por acá? Sí, acá. Qué peleado que estuvo, amigo. Esos combos que tira. Claro, también tarda una banda en recargar el loco. Toma. Ok, bueno. No, 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 no. Son nivel muy alto. No. Chau, chau, chau. ¿Dónde salí? Ah, salí tan mal. Pero lo parió. No, amigo. Corre. Fuck. ¿Por qué no te puedes teleportear? Contame por qué no te podés teleportear, amigo. What the fuck? Dios. Gracias. Dios.
It's locked, all right.
Ah. Genial. Excelente. Agotamiento. No, migraña no tengo. Cefalea. 1 de agotamiento. 2 de cefalea. 1 de agotamiento y 2 de cefalea. A ver. 1 de agotamiento. Ah, fórmula desconocida. Úsala para curar. Sí. Excelente. Ah, elegís entre uno y el otro. Ah. No, 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 no quiero. No quiero, no quiero, no quiero. Atrás.
I cannot enter.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top.
It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
One of them! That leech is false!
It's locked.
Casi no por el otro lado. Tendría... A ver. Ya que estoy por acá, voy a... Voy a curar a... Estos están haciendo... Ah, qué cagada.
Good evening, Dr. Ackroyd.
If you say so.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be...
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this...
Thank you.
Por acá.
Stupid beast!
Eso. Dale. Epa. Ok. Bien. Bien. Escondite desbloqueado, mira. Ah, dos manos, mira. No. Siempre termino mal cuando me meto así. Oh, bueno, ya fue. Ah, ¿esta es la misma casa?
I
Sí.
cannot enter.
De loco que tenía para salvar. Ah, pero es verdad que es un nivel... Excelente. Esta es la del loco que no pude salvar. Bueno, pero igual... Bueno, looteé bastante, la verdad. Esta es la puerta que... Está bien. Qué lástima, amigo. Qué lástima. Creo que no me queda otra palabra que decir que eso. Claro, acá donde pasó todo el quilombo. Sigue ahí, what the fuck. Bueno. Claro, acá no. Ah, por acá. Ok, acá para descansar. Y aquí para acá. Bien, uno menos. Tengo que curar, rápido. Okay. Y ahora, si me cambio a esta, ¿qué pasará? Uf. Por Dios. Uf, amigo. Che, esta cosa aturde una banda esto. Voy a probarlo, tengo que probar.
WhiteChapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Opa.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
Dele la mano derecha a Dorothy Crane.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned. Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
A ver.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're...
Ah. Ah, mira, puedo venderlo. No, 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 a ver.
Good evening.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition?
Competencia.
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort
Mira.
of scam, if you ask me.
Ah, a ver. Tiene 3.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Mira.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
No puedo hacer nada.
Goodbye,
Bien,
When science
yo ahí le compré el elixir. Algo me dice de que si yo desencanto el elixir, lo de ella vamos a poder obtener una pista o algo sobre lo que es. Esa es mi teoría. Después vamos a poner la prueba. Este chabón. Este que...
Welcome, sir. Please take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Bien, a ver qué vende.
Right then. Show me what you have.
La pregunta del millón es esto. Pieza de empuñadura corriente. A ver.
Fancy Bob.
You never lose. Right then.
Faltan dos más. Pero casi. Para.
Fancy buy.
You never... Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane. So the bitch really is a nurse then. Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Se intenta ayudar.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Debe tirar medicamento de forma gratuita. Y este... 4.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Joe Peterson.
As a merchant, you still...
Vale, sufre una complicada situación financiera. De la actuación de Joe. Ah, mira, esta es la pilar de... ¡Ajá! Ok.
WhiteChapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever. Madness. Something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
¿No llegó a ser dañado?
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Goodbye for now.
Soon the time will come when you will all be judged for your sins. Even now,
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town?
Acá está.
Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Sobre un dispensario médico clandestino.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
Una enfermera está involucrada en actividades
I'm
indeseables.
afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard
Ahí
Nithercott,
está.
who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nithercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
Es pura lógica. Es criminal.
If no one stops it, this epidemic could turn into a scourge. It may kill more people than the war itself.
Yes, this is another kind of war, but just as deadly. History will judge us all for what we did and what we did not.
No le da miedo salir de noche.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
No es una simple
I'm
epidemia.
convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
¿Qué estás haciendo aquí? Te la puesta de sol.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
Arriesga su vida para revelar la
So
verdad.
you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Clayton Derby. Clayton desea que los periódicos promulguen la verdad sobre la situación de Whitechapel.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Goodbye.
Ahora con este.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought.
Que ya empezamos, ¿no? Esto que lo parió.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
¿Por qué odia a la enfermera
Why do you
Crane?
hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
En su tierra natal forma parte de la resistencia clandestina. Círculo social WhiteChapel.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Pesada.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Solo creen los hechos.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition. Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
¿Dónde lo envió?
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Lo envió a
You sent
predicar.
him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Dios. 5.
I have heard enough for tonight.
Hijo de puta, que tan mal.
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a bottle and I'll be nasty. Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking
Esto es re rusa.
selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crasionescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of WhiteChapel. Everyone should respect that.
Perfecto.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
¿Habla más
Are you
experiencia?
talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
¿Por qué tan escéptica?
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Se nota.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
Quiero ser sus clientes.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Está con todos turbios.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
Cristina no podía encontrar ningún trabajo decente por su condición de inmigrante. No la juzgo.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons
tengo
to
una hija.
need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Goodbye.
¿Qué hay acá? Nada. Carta.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Ok. Camelia reparte en secreto cupones médicos de dispensario de Dorothy. Mira, todo es en base a Dorothy. Oh, mira, acá está.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Ah, es verdad que ella es muda.
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well. It's locked.
Tengo que lograr entrar. Por acá no. Por acá tampoco. ¿Y algo ahí? No.
Unable to see the true horror around you.
Acá. Bien. Carajo, odio cuando hacen eso, amigo. Listo, uno menos. Perfecto. Esta arma me gusta. La verdad que me gusta. Ahí está. Me cagué todo.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott,
Nethercott.
at your service.
Estoy buscando una enfermera Dorothy
May I
Crane.
ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
Sobre Dorothy Crane.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Ya, está full ya. Darius no quiere volver a ver a sus hijos. Una carga para ellos. Mano derecha de Dorothy. Eso es un antiguo activista.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
No tiene miedo a la epidemia.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
Bastante arriesgado.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Algo más que espartoso enfermo.
My mother loved poetry. Perhaps your words would have touched her sensitive nature. I only see a dreadful disease.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
La vista muda es parte de un complot.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
Me pica la curiosidad.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
¿No le parece un poco
Do you not
mórbido?
think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Camelia reparte en 7 cupones médicos, es como la musa de Richard, que lo ve como un misterio por descubrir.
I'll leave you.
Okay.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Puerta abierta, ok. Claro, este murió. A ver si puedo hacer esa misión. Sí, por acá estoy bien. ¿12? Sí. Boom. Boom. Listo. Excelente. Perfecto. Bien, 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 bien. Empuñadura, bien. Me falta uno más. Recupera la carta. Uf. Uy, uy, uy. Toma. Cogió, amigo. Reca de palo. Recupera la carta. ¿Qué es eso? Ah, otro más. Ok, ok, pará. Acá no hay nada. Ah, arriba. Placa de plomo de dar usada. Arma cuerpo a cuerpo. 2 manos. Ahí está. Me encanta que, o sea, le chupa la sangre a eso, amigo, what the fuck. O sea, tiene ni cuello eso. Re sacado, loco. Bueno, anda a encontrar la carta ahora. O sea, me da a entender como que está por acá. Ah. Acá.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost.
Ahí está.
There's a letter inside.
Excelente.
A love letter from
Ahí
Joe
está.
Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
You pay for peace of mind. Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we... Can sort it out, right? It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another. Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake. I prefer not... Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus.
Sí.
I found this box in an abandoned building nearby. I believe it belongs to you.
Let's have a look. Yeah, this is mine. So, you faced those loons that roam around there. Extraordinary.
I suppose I was lucky.
Luck is a commodity round here. Yours should be properly rewarded.
About this package, it's not just tools and trinkets, is it?
I want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture, but it's none of your business.
Pista bloqueada.
Right then.
Fancy bike.
You never... Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Harry es su hijo.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Van a hacer esto con
Did
Joe.
you ever try talking to Joe?
A matar.
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Goodbye.
A ver si hablo con Joe puedo cerrar a este.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Las situaciones de Joe llevan a Barrett Lewis a una complicada situación financiera.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Mira.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks.
El otro, del otro chabón.
For their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Yo y Bartleby solían ser buenos amigos.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Bueno, creo que vamos a meternos con Dorothy y hacer toda esa movida. Y después vamos a aliviar un toque. Me preocupa lo de cautivar nivel 1. Que no lo estoy pudiendo subir. Así que bueno, vamos a ver qué onda. Ah, y bueno, después.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Bien.
If you want to talk to Dorothea,
we've not been formally introduced.
I am Darius Petrescu.
A ver.
Do you need some help?
I am very
well.
Háblame de Camellia.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
¿Quién es en realidad?
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
Es un misterio esa mina.
She has no close family.
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very bad writer.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia?
¿Tanto enamorado de la mina?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Bueh.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of WhiteChapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
¿Cómo conoció a la enfermera Crane?
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
It is not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Tiene a nadie el viejo.
Don't be embarrassed, sir.
Mirá vos.
You must know my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate you.
Alta info tiro el doctor ahí.
Goodbye.
Mr. Petrescu, o como se diga. Oh.
It's locked.
Ah, está cerrado. WhiteChapel. Esta es la puerta de Ordi. Tiene una hermana en Rumania. En su tierra natal forma parte de la resistencia. Alto loot. Para amiga que looteo. Wow.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily, high fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain, diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
¿Y sales de quitina?
Aspirin and salicin.
Quinina, nada que ver.
Warm milk and a kiss on the cheek. Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalp! Hand me that scalp!
What can I do, Doctor?
Le llega una traqueotomía.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, doctor.
Los ojos del loco, ¿se da cuenta? Amigo.
He's still bleeding, doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, doctor.
Che disastre. Che disastre, che cicchero.
Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service?
Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Debe poner fin a este chantaje.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Cautivar, se verá de todo lo ocurrido.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it
Go.
Yes. All gone.
Wow. Nivel de cautivar. Nuevas víctimas. Sí. Sí, esto quería. Esto quería. Excelente.
It's locked.
Nivel 2. What the fuck? What the fuck? ¿Qué pasó, boludo? Amigo, se pudrió todo. ¡Pum! What the fuck, amigo, ¿qué pasó? ¿Entraron en la casa? Bien, 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 bien. Excelente. Amigo, cómo te ceba el combate. Cuando esos combos de mordidas. Brizo. Tomá, salí volando, capo. Tiene 2, pero necesito una cura para la bronquitis. Escondite. A ver. Mirá, murió con barbijo y todo. Acá. Qué decisión, amigo, Pero bueno, o sea, la hice olvidar todo. Y básicamente... Acá revisamos todo. Anillo. La mesa de trabajo. Esto para salir. Reponer todo. Está bien. Excelente. Suma 3 puntos al aturdimiento. Reduce el consumo de energía. Ay, casi. Ay, por nada. A ver, pará. Mira. Acá. Esto que necesitaba. No, no, este. Ahí va. Perfecto. Pieza de empuñadura eficaz. Bien, y ahora tengo al loco. A ver, tengo... Esto hay que pensarlo un toque. Recuperando, claro, el otro día es a recuperar. 1 de agotamiento. Uno de agotamiento. 2 de agotamiento. 3 de agotamiento. 3 de agotamiento, resfrío y bronquitis. ¿3 de agotamiento? Bronquitis. Resfriado. Otro más de agotamiento. Bueno, gente, voy a buscarlos para aplicar las medicinas.